Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Just yesterday I made a video on how to create this, and then I thought this would be really good for a frame, either with a border or without a border, and even this where it's just the red is part of the deal and not the line themselves. So if you didn't watch part one, you'll be a little lost. But I actually found a better way to do this in the meantime. So I'm going to mirror this thing over and I'm going to nudge it back to where it goes. Now, the mistake I was making yesterday was I was rotating the whole thing. I only need to rotate this to get rid of and help it weld. So we're going to Control D to make a duplicate. I've lost my indexing line in the center. Let's hit P and put that in the center of the page. So we've made a duplicate. Let's move the center rotation of the center. Sometimes it looks like it's not, and this time it's not. So you got to kind of move it around and see. There it is. And there I've already been playing with this, so I need to make it 90 degrees, and then Control D and make it to 0, basically, and then Control D. Now I'm just going to do it. Before I couldn't weld this and get rid of all the excess line, but now I can, and boom, it saves us a lot of time. Before I go any further, I'm going to size this to 10 inches. My ratio is locked, so it's equal. I'm going to make my nudge factor. I want to make sure I rotated it right, and I did. Now, here's what I was talking about yesterday with these lines that will not weld. If we take this and weld it, those lines won't disappear because they're on top of each other. So now what we have to do is kind of like we did yesterday. Take the shape tool and select all the nodes and right click and break it apart and take away these edges, because we might even get away with not doing them all, but it'd be a lot easier just to do it this way and be done with it. And there we go. Now I'm going to make it like 2 inches so it won't be so big, because I'm going to make a frame out of it. I'm going to set my nudge factor on 2. Let's put this up here. Now I'm going to Control D in there, move my arrow key. Let's say, I'm going to do it one more time. Let's say we're going to make that frame. Now hit the plus key and then go down, and then you can Control D. This time we'll make like a 5x7. Now hit the plus key and go left. If you hit the duplicate key, it just wouldn't work. I actually went too many. Then I'd go back to the start and hit Control D and move it down. So now you have this shape that will work because they're all intermingled. Now, with the rectangle tool, hold down the Shift key and click on the rectangle twice. That gives us a border. But what about the inside? How do I stop it from leaking? Well, this is 18 by 12, so I need to make a second one. Let's make sure I've got it, so I'm going to move it out of the way. Yep. I'm going to Control D, and this is always a little bit confusing. I'm going to make it 8 by 14. Nope, see, I was off. The 8 is right. I need to make it 12. Okay, I had my ratio locked. That's what the problem was. Let me start again. Unlock your ratio and make this 8 by 14. There we go. So now we have a way to stop the smart fill from leaking to the inside. Now I'm just going to get my smart fill tool and fill that in and look at that frame. Now you could leave it like that, and you could grab your box. You know what? Let me change my nudge factor back to 10 inches or so. Grab that inside box and move it out. Grab the outside box and move it out. Now you could have this as a frame, and it would either print or engrave. If I was going to print it, I'd take away the outline by grabbing it all and going right click and no outline. It's going to really make it stand out. You know, you can't, I don't know if you can change the thickness now. Yes, you can, and you don't want to go that far. I forgot how little we made it. See how you change the pin outline to make it thicker, and that looks terrible. But then there's a lot you could do with this now. If we, you could finish the corners and, you know, put a ball here, or, you know, you could even take the 3-point curve line while holding down the control button and make it symmetrical, and, you know, do it something like that. Take away those lines. And then, of course, it'd be a lot easier if it was a square, but you could do that on all 4 corners and, you know, break that line away. Well, let's just see what it looks like. And then fill that in. Then you get a total different look. And you could do that, you know, you could do that all the way across here easily, because you could take, well, it'd be better to have that shape, but let's just make a shape. Go from here to here. Let's just call that good. You'd want it similar to the same. But what's so neat about this, set your nudge factor on 2 inches and grab these 2 shapes and hit the plus key, and it put it right on top of the other one. Now you'd have to break those lines away, but that's, well, let's just do that. Let's take this one and move it out of the way. Well, I should have grabbed them both. Let's just go up, and let's take this, get the shape tool. Let's just do these 2. Whoop. I needed to break them apart, and I actually hit something else. Then, and I'm not saying you would do this, but now where did I put those? And because our nudge factor is 2 inches, see, now we have no line. Those still are 2 selected, so Control D. And then let's see what it looks like now. Look at that. You totally changed the drawing. And, you know, this one would be a shorter one. You could leave it or not. This would really probably look good if it was like a football more so, but you understand what I'm talking about. If you did the corners, you know, matter of fact, I think you could just do the corner and just, let's do that. Let's see how far we can go back when I just had that area, because this is how you would do the corner if you wanted them all the same. So now we have that. Take that and fill it in. Now, if you remember, our nudge factor is set on 2. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to mirror it the other way. And then I'm going to move it over. You know what? Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I upped it to 10. Make your nudge factor back to 2. And look at that. Well, it didn't work. But it's a good idea. It's a good thought. You should still very easily have this snap to there. And I can't stand not drawing in hairline. And because you've got the right angle, all you have to do is place that there. That can't be too hard. And then you've got do the same thing on the bottom. Anyway, just some ideas. And then if you wanted to, this is a good example of doing this right here, where there's really just red fill and everything else is, let's take away the outline. Take this. I actually should have made a second video of this, but that's pretty cool look, because it's really the red is the outline. Let's go up to Object, break the curve apart, and look at that. See, it's really these red fills or your printing area or whatever, where there's no line. And that if anybody needs some help, I'll help them on that. My video is getting too long. Basically, you just do a back minus front. But that's pretty cool for a framework. And there's, tons of stuff you could do with that. Hope that helped a little bit someday, and thank you for watching.